So tonight we've invited the BOST boss. BOST is Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Company. The managing director is Edwin Provencal, and he's joined us in studio now for a discussion on that. Edwin, you're welcome to Point Blank.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
Charlie, pressure day.
Hey, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You already have gray hair, so you don't. There's nothing else. He who is down fears no fall.
4 years ago, I didn't have a single gray.
Are you serious?
Yeah, pressure day, but it's good pressure. You know, working for the people of Ghana, it's good pressure. Yeah.
How is BOST doing though? Because usually a lot of the parastatals, when they mention you, especially those in the petroleum downstream sector, Otto, BOST, Charlie Valco, the Tema Enclave people problem. How is yours doing?
BOST today is not a BOST in the past. We've made a lot of strides. I'm sure you would acknowledge the fact that after 11 years, we made a huge profit of about 160 million Ghana cedis. So we've come a long way.
So you don't have problems now?
We have.
BOST workers don't wear red armbands. When you were first appointed, they wore red armbands for you, and they said they are mourning you before. They brought you wreath and things. They said they are laying wreath on you.
I mean, all good relationships starts with challenges. So I guess we've gone past those stages, and I'm sure they've realized that. All stakeholders have realized that what we're doing is in the good interest of the staff and the good interest of the people of Ghana.
So let's talk about the things that you are doing which you think or say are in the good interest of Ghana. This gold for oil, where is the idea from?
From the Vice President's office, from the Economic Management Team, which is chaired by the Vice President, and then a committee which is led by the Deputy Minister of Energy.
The newly promoted minister.
The newly promoted minister. So he's the chairman of the committee, but the brainchild of this is coming from the Vice President.
So the idea is to do what?
So, I mean, I'm sure you all, today I heard you, on my way, I heard you talking about the Statistical Service, talking about inflation. So the biggest challenge we have today is an economy that is not in good health. We all know that. And some of the symptoms include very high inflation. Inflation it's not a good thing. I mean, inflation is an indirect tax on your income. And it's our people are not in a good place. So this whole program is to solve an inflation problem. That's it. Now, who is in charge of price stability in Ghana? Who? Umaru, tell me, who is in charge?
You tell me what you want to say.
It's the Bank of Ghana. So the Bank of Ghana is mandated to ensure that we maintain price stability in the general level of prices. So that is their core responsibility. The same Bank of Ghana is also mandated to import, export, refine, hold, sell, transfer, or otherwise deal in gold coins, bullion, and any other precious metals as determined by the board. So we realize that this inflation, a lot of it is a pass-through from energy prices or energy cost in Ghana.
That's the original, so that's the basis. That's where it starts from.
That's the basis. That's where it starts from. Now, if you look at the price build-up, Forex plays a key role in there. So, as the Forex keeps going up, the cedi keeps depreciating, which is as a result of demand and supply of Forex and so many other things, such as capital flight, where the interest rate in the US, for example, starts going up. Obviously, when investors check their real returns in Ghana compared to the US and they realize that it's better in the US, obviously they will try and dump our bonds and then flee to the US to go and invest. So when they dump our bonds, what happens? There's a demand for our dollars. There's also demand for our dollars from used clothing, medicine, used drawers, all sorts of things, used electrical equipment, all sorts of things. So there's so much pressure on the dollar, which came from the COVID, from the COVID to the Russia-Ukraine, prices started going up everywhere in the world. So how do you solve this? So Bank of Ghana realized that this country demands about $4.8 billion per annum looking for dollars to bring in petroleum products. So if you want to curb inflation in the shortest possible time, the assumption is that if you reduce the demand for dollars for petroleum, or you are able to take the demand for dollars within our local economy out of this economy into wherever else it goes, and we use our local currency, then the demand for dollars will come down. It means the pressure on the dollar will come down, and the price on the dollar will come down. And when that reduction goes through the petroleum price buildup, what's going to happen is that the price of petroleum products will come down. And when the price of petroleum products come down, it touches everything: transport, electricity bills, water bills, everything. And then the stability in the general level of prices will start coming down. The rate at which it's going up will either stabilize or start coming down. And I'm sure you can attest to the fact that even that 10% of the volume we brought last month, 40,000, has brought a marginal stability.
Right, sure. The following day, we saw an increase in the price of fuel at the pumps.
Because when the product comes in, it doesn't reflect the following day. It takes time to discharge, about 3, 4, 5 days.
It's still the prices have still not gone down.
No, it went down. I mean, when Go Energy got their consignment, the next day prices reduced from 15.75 to 15.25, 50 pesos.
That's not what we are looking for. We want to see the thing go down.
Imagine this. I know in your pocket you think it's 50 pesos, but imagine 100 million liters times 50 pesos. How much is it?
I'm talking about what I can buy for my car, what I buy for my car.
Over time, it will...
over time is taking too much time.
No, it's not taking too much time. It's not. I know you have high expectation. I know, like the president said, you don't have time.
Yes, we don't have time.
I know.
And when you promise us that this what you do A so that B will happen, you've done A and B is not happening. Even if B is happening at a very slow rate.
10% of the market is a drop. It's a drop in the ocean. Let's have this conversation in March, because it takes time. It takes time to bring in the fuel. It takes time to discharge the fuel. It takes time for NPA to approve the prices. It takes time for the products to move from BOST to the BDCs. It takes time from the BDCs to move it to the OMCs. It takes time to reflect at the pump.
I'll ask you to clarify more what would happen by March, what consignments you're going to be, what volumes you're going to bring, and why that would change anything. But let's still deal with the issue. So your idea is that the government of Ghana goes to do barter trade. You don't want to call it barter, but that is what it is. Exchange is barter.
Yes.
I give you gold.
It depends. So there are two legs to this. So there's one that is Ghana has gold and Ghana wants oil. So Ghana meets somebody like you, handsome guy like you, and then Ghana says, luckily for Ghana, you deal in both gold and oil. You're a commodities guy. You sell gold, you sell oil. So when Ghana meets you and you need Ghana's gold, then you can give Ghana oil. That is the barter.
So I'll collect your gold, give you my oil.
Thank you.
Okay.
And how do we price that? We all go into the international market. We know what the price of gold is in the international market. We know what the price of oil is in the international market. When you do the gold-oil ratio, you can know that for 1 ounce of gold, maybe it's equivalent to 1 ton of oil.
Okay. So we did not sell the gold to the company. Okay. Is this a hypothesis, or is what something that actually happened? Has this happened where you give somebody gold and that person gave you oil? Has that happened yet?
No, it hasn't happened yet.
But you are planning that's one of the things that will happen.
We have a contract for that to happen. We have finalized. Bank of Ghana is finalizing the last contract by opening the metallic account in a refinery where both of them will be present for that to happen.
Which company is this?
It's called Winvestnet.
And where is it located?
UAE. Winvestnet is Morocco.
So it's in Morocco.
Yes.
So we'll go give our gold to this Moroccan company, which also has oil.
Yes.
And then it will ship our oil here to us.
Yes.
We will not, sell it, collect money, and buy.
No, that's the first leg.
Okay. Do you immediately have the volume or the ounces of gold we are sending, and how much in terms of volume we are bringing back of gold for this particular company in Morocco?
For this Moroccan company, like I said, Bank of Ghana is almost finalizing the last bit. We have signed the oil part.
Okay.
Bank of Ghana signs the payment part. So then once that leg is closed, then we can do that business.
Okay. How much have you signed in your contract? How much volume are you expecting from that company?
We'll get there. But we need to clear the contracts first.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Bank of Ghana is
no, because you said you've signed the contract part, which is the volume.
We will request based on demand.
So until we give them money.
No, until we request, Bank of Ghana will not pay.
Okay, but how much are we asking Bank of Ghana to pay them? How much?
Depends on. We have a lot of supplies, so it depends on how much.
I'm interested in the particular Moroccan company. So
it will depend on how. And once that is done, based on demand, like for example, in January, we didn't buy from them because we hadn't finished the paperwork. We bought from another company, which brought 40K. So let's test the market with 40K tons. In February, we're bringing in three, 4 cargoes. They still haven't finished that line yet. So we're saying Ghana needs oil. So let's still bring the oil in through the other route. But by end of February, March, I'm sure Bank of Ghana would have finalized that leg and we'll start buying directly from this guy.
That's the Morocco one.
The Morocco one.
Is there any other
we have two companies
doing the same thing.
Do the direct barter.
Which one is the second one?
There's a next one called Netwise.
Where is it located?
UAE.
UAE.
Yes.
They would also collect our hard gold and give us wet oil.
Yes.
That's going to be direct.
Yes, direct.
Okay. But we have not engaged any of them yet, as in nothing has come from them yet, these two companies.
In March, one will come from Netwise.
That's the one in UAE.
Yes.
But it hasn't come yet.
It hasn't come
What
yet.
volume are we expecting? Do you have that now?
About 40 KT.
40K, okay. Let's talk about the one that we have done now.
Yes.
Which one? What's the arrangement for that one?
Okay, so I said if you meet an Umaru who deals in both gold and oil, then it's a marriage made in heaven. You can do the direct barter. But if you meet a supplier who says, I don't want your gold, but Ghana needs its oil, and you happen to meet somebody like your producer who needs the gold and has a lot of cash to buy gold, and you happen to get into an arrangement with her to say that, okay, take my gold and the dollars that will come out of it, use it to pay for the oil that I'm going to buy, then you solve the problem.
So you have a middleman?
It's sort of. There's a middleman who takes the gold. He wants gold, so he buys the gold. Instead of giving us the money, we say, look, let's use the money to buy oil and let the oil come to Ghana.
So don't give the money to me. Send the money to Company B or Company C.
Yes, the money goes into an escrow, and the moment we confirm that the quality, we send the quality certificate to Bank of Ghana, then they instruct that, okay, move the money to X, the company X.
So that's what we did
That's what we did with the first consignment.
Which companies were involved in that? So who was the middleman and who is the supplier of the gold?
So Alpha Stream was the middleman. I mean, it's a big fund manager.
And we have no interest in that company because we have a history of dealing with sheikhs in the Arabian world, and ends up blowing up in our face. We don't have nobody in government here.
The fact that Ghanaians have been arrested abroad for so many things, that does not mean all Ghanaians are.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that. So we don't have anybody in government interested in the works of this middleman.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Okay. The question. This middleman, what's the name again?
Alpha Stream.
Alpha Stream.
Yeah.
Nobody in Ghana owns that company.
No.
You don't know that.
You can go online and check.
They've been doing this for how many years?
Go online and check. Go online. We've done the due diligence. Bank of Ghana has done the due diligence. Everything has been done. They've been cleared. You can go online. It's a huge fund manager who deals in commodities.
Do they do this for us? Do they charge us for doing what they are doing for us?
They are buying gold.
So they just
whatever
buy
the
gold
transaction is, I don't have the details of the gold transaction, but they are buying gold.
So we don't give them at a lower figure because they are helping us.
I don't think so. They are buying
same
gold.
Market value. That's what we give them.
They are buying gold.
Okay, and they then use the money to buy the oil for us, and that's what happened.
We buy our oil, but then there's an arrangement. When they buy the gold, the money goes into an escrow, and there's an arrangement where, when we confirm the quality of the oil that is supplied to us, we inform Bank of Ghana, and then They transfer the money. The money moves from the escrow.
So there are claims that we sold the gold to this company at a lower rate than what the international market standard is. That
it's interesting because if you go onto the gold platform right now, you can go, all these things are available. So Google it. There are two types of gold. There's pure gold, which comes from the big companies, where it's 99.9% gold, and then there's Dory gold, where the gold is not pure. So you need to assay the gold, get the purity, and when you go onto the platform, you will see that for a 95% gold, it comes at a discount of X% as compared to the pure gold.
Okay.
So
that company that we dealt with, have we dealt with it since this particular company that acted as middleman, since the last consignment? Have they worked on any other consignment for us?
Yeah, the next one will be through them.
It's also through them.
Until Bank of Ghana finalizes the direct barter.
So this company is the only one we are dealing with now?
The middleman?
Yes.
Yes.
Is the only one.
Yes.
Do we have another company that we are dealing with in this particular instance?
We will have.
But we don't have one yet.
I don't think so. We'll have.
Okay, someone has sent me a message asking about Stoneck. Is there a company in the middle there called Stoneck? Are we buying from any company called Stoneck?
I wouldn't know. I'm not dealing in the gold. I'm an oil guy.
Okay.
So that question.
So I don't know whether this Stoneck is an oil provider or a gold buyer.
No, it's not an oil guy. It's not an oil,
it can be.
It's not an oil contract. I haven't signed any contract with any Stoneck.
Any Stoneck. The same person is saying why Alpha Stream was transferring money back to PMMC. Did that happen? Did Alpha Stream have to send money to PMMC?
I wouldn't know these things. I'm not in the Bank of Ghana. But I don't think that there was any transfer of monies to PMMC. What happens is that when we sell the gold, when we sell the oil, with cities, we sell in cities. That money goes back to Bank of Ghana. Bank of Ghana then gives the money to PMMC to buy gold from the local market.
Yeah, that's it. So that's what happens domestically. Yes. But for the buying of the person says another thing, that if Alpha Stream is buying our gold on credit, do you know if that's happening?
Alpha Stream can buy the gold on credit.
It's
not. This is what's happening. We sell the gold. We want to buy oil with the gold. So we sell the gold to Alpha Stream or to the middleman. The money is in an escrow because the oil hasn't been supplied. But we need to build up the gold. So we sell the gold into a metallic account. Money is put in an escrow. And then as soon as BOST confirms that, yes, the oil that comes is worth A, B, C, D, and E, then the escrow that has been set up to aggregate the money
would be touched.
That escrow, the manager of the escrow will be mandated to transfer the money to the oil supplier.
Okay. The person sends some information to me, which is a consignment. It's just a document that has been sent. It's from PMMC, and it is a client Alpha Stream that some money has been paid directly to PMMC. But you're saying that that's a BOG thing. So it will not be fair to you to be asking you this question. So if you get the BOG officials, we'll ask them. It is the oil part of things that you are involved in.
Perfect.
This first consignment that came through. So when you were given they just literally called you and said, listen, boss, we have paid. Bank of Ghana said we have paid everything. Go and carry your oil.
No, that's not what it is.
Okay.
So the supply, there's a contract. So the supplier will supply BOST. When the supply comes here, we do some quality checks to verify the quality of the product because Ghana has some standards. Once those inspectors verify and the products are offloaded into our tanks and we are happy, then we send the relevant document. It's called a Q88, the quality certificate. We send it to Bank of Ghana plus the invoice saying that, yes, we have received the oil. So please now you can pay the guy. So
we only pay after the oil has reached Tema?
Yes, we pay after
we discharge into BOST tanks?
Yes.
That's when you make the final payment.
We instruct Bank of Ghana.
That's what happened in January.
Yes.
There was a point that the transaction was cash for oil and not gold for oil. What's your response to that?
I understand that these things are not too complex, but it can easily be taken out of context. The two scenarios that I explained, what did Ghana part with? What did Ghana part with? In the first scenario, we parted with gold. And what did Ghana get in return?
Oil.
Oil.
But
in one instance, it's direct gold for oil. In the second instance, where the supplier does not need your gold, you get a middleman who deals in commodities. You sell your commodities to the middleman, and they pay the guy. So if the guy wants dollars, he'll be paid in dollars.
So the phraseology there then should be gold for cash for oil.
Not necessarily. If A implies B and B implies C, then A implies C. You don't need to.
So you want to go direct. You don't want to go through the junction.
There's one that is direct and one that goes through a broker.
So either way, it's still gold for oil.
That's
how you want to see it.
Ghana parts with gold and Ghana gets in oil.
Okay. Then oil arrives at Tema in the name of BOST.
Yes, sir.
The OMCs, Association of Oil Marketing Companies, they say that what you have done is not fair to the market. Then that you deliver the oil and give it to only one BDC, which is Go Energy. Is that the name?
It's respectfully, it's an untruth. I mean, I have the data here. Go Energy. Why Go Energy? This program, who has the biggest outlets in Ghana? It's GOIL. And who delivers, which BDC sells fuel to GOIL? Is Go Energy. Go Energy is a subsidiary of GOIL. So if the market is challenged or there is a market failure and you want to correct the market failure, you need to come in with a corrective measure. So if you want to bring prices down and you have an OMC like GOIL that has 435 stations, and you have another OMC that has 10 stations, as the regulator or as the policy maker, who would you use to drive the price down? Is it the one that has the 10 stations or the one that has the 435 stations?
So that's the idea.
That's the whole idea, is to drive prices down. Now, GOIL, Go Energy, they are also, everybody follows their price. The whole market follows their price. So if you want to send a signal on pricing, logically, who should you use?
Go Energy. But they argue that that's discriminatory.
Hold on. It's not discriminatory. Hold on. The products came in. Go Energy made their request. Stratcom made their request. Maranatha made their request. Everstone made their request. Thyros made their request. Oil Channel made their request. 6 BDCs. So how on earth did we sell to only Go?
Did you supply to all the 6?
All the 6 took, it took products from us.
So it wasn't just Go Energy.
6 bulk distribution companies bought from us with cash.
The next question, if the BDCs can do this transaction directly, why does your company have to be in the middle? Because it's now like we have plenty of middlemen. BOG can just pay for oil wherever, whether Morocco or Libya, and let it come to a BDC in Ghana. Why does it have to go through BOST?
DOG is not an oil, does not have the license to deal with oil.
Okay, so you came in because of your statutory mandate.
I came in because of my mandate, because of my statutory mandate.
So why doesn't then BOG give the money to the BDCs like it does on credit or whatever? So that
there's still the audit going on. The BDCs, I mean, the market being served is only 50%. That's the target. There's still 50% for the BDCs to bring in oil.
So you are doing your government side.
We want
to correct private side.
We want to deal with an inflation issue, and the government is using its machinery to solve a national problem,
including BOST,
to improve the lives of the people in this country. And BOST is the entity. BOST, NPA, PMMC, Bank of Ghana, and all these government state institutions.
So using state institutions
to fix the problem is not a crime.
Okay. Next question would be that you have brought 40K so far. When is the next consignment coming?
By Sunday, the next ship will arrive.
This coming Sunday?
19th, yeah.
How many, what was the
volume? There's a 35 KT coming of gasoline. The following week, there's a 40 KT of gas oil coming. That same week, another 40 KT will land. And then the last week in February, another 40 KT of gasoline will land.
So in February alone, we are receiving 4 consignments.
God willing.
February is middle now, so
God willing.
But then you kept saying the next week. We have just 2 weeks left.
Thank you. So I'm saying by Sunday, a consignment will come. Within that week, another consignment will come.
Okay. 2
consignments will come within that week.
Okay.
And then the following week,
another
1
2
more consignment will come.
Okay, so it's 3 in total, not 4. 4 by the end of this month.
God willing.
Or gasoline.
If the tides in the sea don't play games.
So if there's no finger of God, or there's
no finger of God, by end of the month we should have 4 cargoes: 2 gasoline, 2 gas oil.
Next question: legal basis for this transaction. Is Parliament aware that you are doing this?
Okay. The minister is aware. The minister is a member of Parliament, so
you leave it to them to deal with this.
I'll leave it with them to deal with it. But also, if you go and read the Bank of Ghana Act 918, Section 3(1), the primary objective of the bank is to maintain stability in the general level of prices. Inflation is the mandate of the bank. Now, Section 50.
But because this is an international transaction, there's a Supreme Court decision on it.
Let me come there. The bank may, Section 50, Act 612 as amended. Transaction is in assets of international value. This is the Bank of Ghana. I'm not a banker. I just went to their website and I got it. The bank may import, export, refine, hold, sell, transfer, or otherwise deal in gold coins and bullions, and any other precious metals as determined by the board. So the bank is mandated to sell gold, import gold, refine gold, hold gold.
Does it say that the bank can go and engage in a transaction? Hold on. We need to go, so I just wanted to
hold on. So the bank had already started buying gold since 2019 to shore up our reserves. So there was a gold program in place.
That's not the one I'm interested in. I'm interested in, for instance, the contract with Morocco. That's an international agreement.
Yeah, but the contract is with BOST.
Yes, so has BOST gone to seek parliamentary approval for such a contract to be signed?
We've been selling oil from 1993 when BOST was set up.
You've been signing your own contract. You don't go to parliament for anything.
We don't go to parliament.
No problem. Finally, I need a headline from you. By which date are we going to see cheaper fuel at the pumps because of gold for oil?
We are seeing it today.
No. Today I'm not seeing. Me this morning on my way, I didn't see it.
We are seeing it today, but I can bet you that by end of February, the prices will be extremely competitive and Ghanaians will be happy. By end of March, you would see more.
How low should we expect it to go?
MPA will decide that because MPA owns the price, not BOST. But at least we know what we are bringing as compared to what in the past we're getting from the suppliers.
And it will be cheaper.
It's extremely competitive.
So it will reflect at the pumps.
It will definitely reflect at the pump. The whole idea is that we need to alleviate the suffering of our people. And that's what this is intended to do. Nothing else.
Edwin Provencal, MD, Bulk Oil Storage Transport Company, BOST. Thank you for joining us on Point Blank. We'll invite you again if need be for some further clarification. Thank you.
You're welcome.